Hey guys, I'm here today with another kind of glowy tutorial, being that I feel like crap, and if I sound congested and I'm sniffling, it's because my allergies are absolutely horrible. I've never suffered from allergies until now, and I'm turning 27 this year, and it is god-awful. But I have allergies, my throat is all, I sound horrible, so forgive me. And I'm going to start off with priming the face with my Glossier priming moisturizer. And I went on their website just to see how the brand is pronounced, and it is Glossier. So once I've primed my face with this, I'm going to go in with another product and from Glossier, and this is the balm.com. And I'm just going to put this on my lips just to prime my lips because since I have been sniffling, I feel like I'm super dehydrated. I don't know if it's a combination of allergies and I'm coming down with something, but either way, a nice pick-me-up. I promised in my review that I was going to apply the Chanel CC cream, and this is in 40 Beige, and I'm just gonna shake it a little bit. I'm gonna go in, oops, and dot it in the center of my face. And this stuff, I've spoken about it on my website. I absolutely love this. I'm just gonna take this IT Cosmetics, what is this? Flat top buffing foundation brush, and I'm just gonna buff it in. Usually I just use my fingers, but because I am filming, I don't want to get it all over my hands. So now for concealer, I'm going to use the Corrector Perfection Concealer in B30 from Chanel, and I'm only going to use this underneath the eye because it has a peachy undertone to it, so I feel like it counteracts the very dark circles that I have going on right now. So I'm going to use a mirror down here, I'm sorry, and I'm just gonna plop this on. But I don't know if the camera's picking it up. It has a slight peach tinge to it, so I find that it works best just underneath the eyes. And I'm going to use this IT Cosmetics, another brush from their range, and this works amazing for buffing concealer underneath the eye. But then I'm going to use my ring finger and just blend the rest of that out. So I'm going to take the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, and I have some spots that are just healing. It was that time of the month. And it's just, they're in that stage where they're kind of like drying. So if I use a heavier concealer, it's just gonna cake and look patchy. So just gonna take that same brush and pat it in gently. So base is done for now. I'm just gonna let everything sit and settle. I'm going to move on to the eyes, and of course I'm going to prime my eyes like always with my NARS Pro Prime because I have super oily eyelids. Nothing new here. I am going to move on to shadow, and I want to use the By Terry Ombre Black Star in, what is this, Bronze Moon. Someone asked me how does this compare to the Jouer cream shadows. God, I'm sorry, I can't even clear my throat right now. And they're both the same consistency, same texture, very pigmented. The only thing that I would say that's different is that this is more iridescent, I would say. Like, I don't know if I could, it has a lot of sparkle to it. And it has a glossier finish, I think. This is like super, super sheeny. And going to grab a MAC 217 to just blend that out. And I work with one eye at a time. I find that to be the easiest way to buff this in. And these cotton buds from Muji are brilliant. They're so small and tiny, and they don't, you know how some of the cotton buds let the cotton comes off of it super easily, but this is nice and tiny and very precise. So I'm gonna grab a little bit more and just dot this along my lower lash line. Okay, so I'm going to stop the eyes for a second and move on to brows, just because I need to kind of get a feel of how everything's going to look before I add or take away or decide what colors I'm going to do. I'm going to be using the Burberry Effortless, what is it, brow definer or eyebrow definer in, I think this is 03 Ash Brown, the darkest color that they do, by doing short little strokes. I'm going to take my Chanel eyelash curlers and quickly give them a couple pumps. Okay, so I'm going to move back to the skin, and I'm going to use, I could find it here, I'm going to use my Wayne Goss highlighting brush and the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. And this is in medium 2. Now I'm only going to dust it in the areas that I get super oily, and that happens to be forehead, around my nose. Gonna set underneath the eyes as well. But this powder's super soft. I'm still looking a little dead, so I'm gonna go in with my Tom Ford bronzer in Terra on a NARS Yachio brush, and I am still loving this stuff. I don't think I'm gonna put it down this summer. I think this is like my summer staple, but I can just go in with this brush and apply it. I don't even have to be careful with it. I could just slap it on. Again, using the word slap, but it just gives my face the perfect amount of color. It isn't cakey. It isn't, what do you call it? Like very talky, or there's no shimmer in it at all whatsoever. And I feel like you can never go overboard with this stuff because of how sheer it is. Like you really have to build it up to get a ton of color. You know how sometimes you go into bronzers and as soon as you put the brush on, it's just really hard to blend in. But this one, it just, oh, it's so pretty. Now for blush, I'm going to use the Jouer tint in Petal, and I usually use a Real Technique stippling brush, but I don't have it here. And I'm just going to use the other end of this IT Cosmetics dual brush. I think this is the all over side and the conceal side. So I'm going to take this side, just going to lightly buff that on. And just slightly build the color. Going to use the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Moonstone as my highlight. Now you only need a tiny bit, so it's kind of hard to do it with like a squeezy tube, but I'm going to take some on my ring finger. First put some on the back of my hand, and it'll give me some room to blend it a little bit or shear it out. So I'm going to take it on the cheekbone and just pat it in with my ring finger, and it just gives you such a pretty sheen. Take some on the bridge of my nose, on the Cupid's bow. The lips, I'm going to line them a little bit with the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude Lip Cheat, or Lip Cheat and Iconic Nude. I do own Pillow Talk, and I like that one, but that one's a little bit more on the pinkier side. This one's more of that brownie nude that I like. So I'm gonna just take that. Kind of put it all over the lips. So after I've lined and filled them in a little bit with a pencil, oh, where is it? I'm going to take the Marc Jacobs new Nudes lipstick, and this is in that beigey tan packaging. And I can't pronounce the name, so I will link it down in the description box, but it is like this peachy, everyday nudie shade. Just gonna apply a little bit in the center. It's a really pretty color. I'm just gonna pat it in. You can leave it there, or you can add a gloss over top, which I'm gonna do, and it's kind of like a gloss balm type thing. And this is the Clarins Instant Light Lip Balm Perfectors, and this is in Coral. And just gonna put that into the center, just for some extra shine. I'm gonna grab the bottom ones too. So that was it. Very simple, everyday, again, natural look. I have a 5-minute face drawer that I did a post on, and the majority of those products I did use on my face today because it's what I have been wearing. I only switched it up with the, what was it, the By Terry pencil. I usually skip eyes and just do mascara, or just even just curl them and leave them bare. But I went the extra step today and used this. Now, next video will be my monthly favorites, because we are already at the end of frickin' May again. And then I have something really fun planned for you guys the following week, pending on, I'm waiting for a few items to arrive so that I can do the posts for you guys. It will be a travel week series, and I'm going to be doing 3 different videos, yes, 3, on packing tips, on like how to pack a carry-on, what would I put in my bag, my in-flight essentials, things like that. Now is the time that everyone's going on vacation or holiday, as you guys in the UK would say. But I thought it would be fun and interesting. And I also, I'm not going away, not for another 7 months, which is a really long time from now. But with the way the months are flying by, it'll be here sooner than I, I'll look and I'll be like, oh crap, it's time for us, to leave. So stay tuned for that. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.